Hello and welcome. In this video I'd like to demonstrate Cain and Abel, Cain portion of it, as a man-in-the-middle attack vehicle as well as a DNS spoofing vehicle. So with that, Cain is already installed on this machine. If you haven't installed it, you can download it from oxid.it and basically just click next, next, next. Follow the defaults. Please be sure that you install the WinPCAP because it's one of the things that's going to be necessary to do the scanning for the system. So I'll go ahead and start Cain, or try to start Cain. It's oxid.it is where it came from. We get into this thing and it does have a tremendous amount of capability. We're only going to use a little bit of it here. We have decoders, networking, sniffer, cracker. There's a separate video on password cracking that shows a little bit about the cracker. Traceroute, CCDU. It's got a wireless capability, query all sorts of things that we may or may not want to use. Network, Microsoft Network Quick List, a number of different things. Where we're going to focus right now is in the sniffer. I've done this once before, and I'm going to, and the audio wasn't working right, so I'm going to remove all this stuff so that we can start from scratch. In this thing down here at the bottom, we have hosts, APR, read that ARP, routing, passwords, and VoIP. It does have a VoIP capability. The first thing that we're going to need to do in order to do a man-in-the-middle attack is to have somebody to attack. Our objective is going to be to intercept the traffic between a victim workstation and the default gateway. What we're essentially going to do is set ourselves up as the default gateway. To do that, this is going to be the machine that is the attacker. So let's look at its MAC address. And I think they all probably start out, this is a virtual machine, 0003FF. This one is B71129. The default gateway is, and if I can spell ping, 192.168.1.1. So we have it, Control C, and if we do an ARP dash A, then we see that it is CC11. So they all start out with, looks like 0003FF. 189, a different machine is out there. And this one is CC11-29, or 192.168.1 is CC11.29. Okay, so with that, well, first thing we need to do is find what's on the network. I've gone down here to the hosts in the sniffer tab, hosts, and we have a blue plus sign. If it happens to be grayed out, what you need to do is click down here in the area where you're going to have some input. What I'm going to do right now is click on it, and it's going to give me an error message that says the sniffer must be activated. Okay, I'll go up here and activate the sniffer. I have a sniffer and I have an ARP. This is the area where we're going to activate in order to actually become the man in the middle to capture the traffic. But right now, I'll turn on the sniffer, use the plus sign again, and now I get a different one. We'll get a window that says that it's going to do an address scan, a MAC address scan for all the hosts in my subnetwork, and we can do that and click and let it do that. We only have 4 machines here. One is the default gateway, the CC1129, 189, separate machine on the network, 1.2, a separate machine on the network, and the 188 machine that we're going to make our victim machine. Now that we have the listing of who's there, what we want to do is go to the ARP area, and in this thing we'll go up here to ARP. I'll get to the right place in a minute. And what we want to do, and we notice that we're grayed out, and it says idle. We can go down here and click into this area. We now have the blue plus sign to add to the list. And we're going to add, and we have a list of everything that's available. What we're going to do, it says ARP enables you to hijack IP traffic between the selected hosts. What we're going to do is select the 192.168.1.1, the default gateway, and it'll stay on the left side. It'll move all the other IP addresses to the right-hand side of this table. This is where we can pick one or multiple machines to attack. In this case, I'm just going to pick the 188, and what this is telling me is I'm going to intercept traffic between the default gateway, anything going out of the network, and the 188 machine. Okay, and I'm still idle. I go up here and click on the start and stop ARP, and it says that I am now poisoning. What I want to do now is to get my victim machine going here. The first thing I'm going to try to do is to intercept, let me move it up so we get the whole thing in here, intercept a password. I've set up a non-secure website area out here, a non-secure website, to see if we can actually intercept the password, and it goes to 66.253 Cain demo, and I'll put in my username Cain and my complex password, password1, because we're going to see that, we hope. And this is where we're going to. We've got a little fireworks that we know that we actually got to where we thought we were going to go. I'm going to go back to my Cain machine here, and we'll now go over here to our passwords area and click on it. I've done this earlier, but here 1454, and you can see down here in the corner 1454, 1455, that I have intercepted the password, the username Cain, capital P, password 1, going to 10.60.66.253. So I have intercepted that non-secure password, and it is non-secure, so it just shows up immediately. The next thing that I would like to try to demo here is a DNS spoofing. What I want to do is take, and again, let me go back here a little bit. If I have a grayed out area up here, and I do, if I click into the requested name, spoofed IP, and all that other stuff where I'm going to have information, then I'm able to add information to it. And what I want to do is spoof, let's say www.yahoo.com, and I have a site here on the network, 10, and that won't work, well, that's not a 10, 10.142.223, so that when I type www.yahoo.com, it should send me to this site. So I have this, the name, the spoofing IP, the requested DNS, and the spoofing IP. And let's go back to our victim machine and see if this is actually going to work here. So I'll go to www.yahoo.com, and with that it opens the Skyline College course website, which is the one that's at 10.142.2.223. So DNS spoofing, pay attention to where you're going to. This is how they trick you into getting to the wrong website. It'll make one look exactly like where you think you're going, but it's not really where you wind up. While we're here, what I want to try, since we've got this thing intercepting passwords, this site uses a secure login. So let's see what happens when I try to log in to the secure site. And it says that I'm about to go over secure, and that's okay. That's what I want to do. I get a pop-up here that says that there's something wrong with the certificate. I've never gotten a pop-up before on this, so that should alert me to the fact that something's going on. What's going on here is Cain's trying to give me a certificate. It says the security certificate was issued by a company you have not chosen to trust. View the certificate to determine where it is, and you can go and view the certificate that is available here, and you can see what it is, what the content is. The moral of this story is, if you get a pop-up from a website, a secure website, that says there's something wrong with the certificate, the reason it popped up is because there's something wrong with their certificate. Be very careful before you proceed. If I say no in this case, I don't get logged in, but I also haven't given up my secure password. Just wanted you to see that one. That's about it for Cain. That I want to demonstrate in this video anyway. It has a number of options. What we've seen here is password intercept, the way to intercept non-secure passwords, and how to do DNS spoofing. There's a separate video that uses the password cracking capability of it. This is an OOPS add-on. What we did at the front end of the man-in-the-middle capture was look at all of the MAC addresses to see who was what. And what I want to do is go back to this one. This is the victim machine, and do an R-A, and see that 1.1 is B7.11.29, which I believe was not the one. I think that actually was the one for the attack machine. We're back on the attack machine, and let's see if that is the case. So we can do an IP config all and find out that it is B7.11.29, which is B7.11.29, which is what this machine thinks the default gateway is. Therefore, what the man-in-the-middle attack does is sends an answer to a request that was never sent, that says, it gives it an ARP reply, the victim machine an ARP reply, and says that the default gateway is my MAC address. Therefore, all my traffic going out of the system is going to go through the attacker. I'm going to add this to the video. Again, thank you for watching. I hope this has been useful. Thank you. With that, I would like to thank you for watching, and I hope this has been useful. Thank you very much.